Hello. Welcome, gamers. It is in fact Monday. Right there you can see on the bottom it says 420. Guys, it's 420. The day, I mean, it depends, you know, maybe if you're in a place where the day is before the month, it would be 20/4. I don't know. Anyway, let me welcome various people. Welcome Vacuously, welcome myself, welcome Stream Elements, welcome Zoe, Nomai, Amflo, Tag Barrel, Liberinos, Yvonne, and Rusk. Everyone's here, literally everyone's here. Yvonne, how did you find this channel? I know you were watching Vacuously stream and almost got banned for backseating in Blueprints, but it didn't happen. Anyway, yes, I was sick. I might still be a little bit sick. If you note that my voice sounds not as good, that is why. It's in Vac's suggested section. What the? I wasn't on there before. I remember the people that were on there. You had Squeaks. Northern Line was on there. I didn't know I was on there. Anyway, this is today's image. It's me. My arms up. It does resemble another image that I drew recently. By image, I mean GIF. By GIF, because it's... Look at this. Isn't this so similar? Yeah, Squeaks NL. Yeah, various people. Look at this. There's literally the same pose, but not animated. Because I'm sick. It's because I'm sick, so I'm not animated. But this is here. Now animate myself. And look at this. Whoa, he's going. He's moving. He's moving. Anyway, yes, I did not stream on what was the last time I streamed? Did not stream on Friday, nor did I stream on Saturday, because I was sick. Now I could have maybe streamed, but then my voice was not doing so well. So it might not have been a good idea. Also, why is this so big? Are you seeing this on the bottom? Hold on. This is usually not this big. Did I like change something? Something about this Spotify thing that I have is not working the same way. Now play. They changed the website. Welcome Namington. Hold on. How do I make this smaller? Width, height. Maybe the height needs to be smaller. Height 100. And then I move it. What the heck? It's not working. Okay, what if, okay, properties, height 100. Okay, and then I think they made everything like 2x as large. Okay, what about 500 width? Okay, and then I make it smaller. I put it over there. Anyway, we're not even gonna use this because like I'm because I will be playing Walfie's Nonograms. And I'll be playing different music, not from Spotify, not from the royalty-free Stream Beats Lo-Fi BGM by Harris Heller. They should have asked me. They should have confirmed with me whether it was okay. Alright, look at that. My Xbox 360 wireless controller is here. Okay, what do we got? Load content. Walfie's Nonograms. I better still be logged in, because last time I spent a long time logging in. And welcome Choco Jax, hello. I was literally watching your stream before I had to start mine. Yes, you were doing art, but also karaoke. I was there. You sang Hotel California. You sang other such songs. Welcome 1412 Wolves. Welcome Michael. That's not Chocojax, that's Koopjax. But Chocojax is in the chat right now. You're telling me that they're different people? I don't think so. Welcome Ratty. Yes. That's good. Yes, I might still be a little bit sick, but I believe I'm well enough to stream, so I'm doing that now. Because if I don't stream today, like, the next stream would have been, like, Wednesday. Or even Friday, I don't even know. Welcome, Smiley Snail. Am I drowning? No, only Vac is drowning. You know what is the messed up part? When I animated this, it was just like a little dance, right? And then when she put it on her stream, she's like, oh no, I'm drowning. She literally drowned my drawing. I can't believe that she would drown something that I drew. She's just like celebrating, you know? Anyway, we're continuing this game, okay? We got level 110. 110, yeah, I'm 110, wanting to not be sick. Remember, guys? She was joking she can breathe underwater, but she breathes from her mouth. How she would breathe in the water? I don't know. They're different. One has an annoying voice, the other a nice voice like an angel. You're talking about Kookjacks and Chocojacks? I don't think so. I think they're the same person. Some might say that they're different people. I think they're the same. Why would she be a moderator in her own chat? Welcome, Edward, bro. Anyway, what am I doing? Guys, what's the deal? Anything cool happen in the days that I was sick? Because I was like, you know, if I were to stream on Saturday, I didn't even know, right? I had no games on itch. I finish every game. And then I'm like, I don't know. And I did a collab with Vacuously. You guys remember that? Saturday, I wasn't live, and then she raided me, and I was like, oh no. And then I said, hop on Peak, and then she was like, okay. And then we played Peak, but then I didn't stream it. Oh no. That's crazy. Not many people have noticed that they stopped making games. Wait, who? Who stopped making games? Nintendo? Nintendo announced the apocalypses at last Direct. When was the last Nintendo Direct? I don't even remember. Guys, I don't even remember. I didn't even press go live. They said so many funny things. Just in general, no one makes games. I'm making games. I literally made this game. And I will probably continue to make games. And you're like, but why probably? Isn't it confirmed? No, I do not currently have games in progress. I did start, like, while I was sick, I did start porting over some of my Walfie's Nonograms 1 code into what might be Walfie's Nonograms 2. That's something. But I don't know yet. I'm not sure yet. They're coming for you to stop you from making games? No. They would never. There would be like, Walfie's making such cool games. We can't stop him. Also, is the audio low? I feel like I lowered the audio at some point. It's like too low. It's too low, you can't even hear it. There. And I move this over here, and then I do this. From the makers of the hit slogan, Stop Killing Games, comes a much-awaited sequel, Stop Making Games. Does anyone else think there's too many games? Nowadays, you look at the list of games and you're like, this is too many. No one has time to play all these games. According to a different platform, no, it's the same platform. It's still gonna be Game Boy. Can you progress the engine the games are on? So GBC, then GBA, then DS. The next one will still be on the Game Boy Color. But maybe in the future. I feel like the Game Boy Color is like a good retro. It's like retro and it's like good enough. The screen resolution is nice. You can play it on retro handheld devices pretty well. Maybe the third one. Yeah, maybe the third one. Everyone is making games. There's so many games, yet there are no games I want to play. That's what I'm saying. There's so many games releasing, and I'm like, I don't really feel like playing any of them. I like have all these games on my my wish list on Steam. I'd say, oh, this one seems cool, and then I just like don't play them because I'm like, why would I pay money for this when I can literally play free games on itch.io? Yes, Michael, that's a good point. That brings me to my next discussion topic. I was actually I was not so interested in MapleStory Classic until ChocoJax played it, and then I was like, oh, this seems pretty cool. This is like almost exactly what I remember it being. And then this past weekend while I was sick, I was like watching a lot of videos on MapleStory Classic. I was like watching streamers play it. I was like, oh man, I want to play this now. So when they release it in general, I will try to play it. I mean, like, objectively, I don't think it's like good. Objectively, I don't think it's a good use of time, but like I think it's fun if you played it in the past, and I did. Like, if you were to ask like a new player, like would you suggest a new player get into MapleStory Classic? I would say no. Like, stay away. It's very grindy. But me, as someone who played it as a kid, I'm like, yes, the grind. That's exactly what I want. And it's good because you can like talk over it, you know, when you're streaming. Because sometimes like I don't know what I want to stream, and then like we had that one stream last week when I don't know what I was doing. I was just doing a bunch of stuff. But if we had MapleStory Classic, you could literally spend your time in the same area, killing the same mobs. That's literally like the best Zatsudan stream. Just chatting. I feel like a full-size game is a bit different from stuff releasing on Twitch. It's pretty different. Let's see, Michael said, I want to play so bad we gotta do PQ. I was watching people do kerning PQ, and I remember, okay, this is gonna bore anyone who's like, has never played MapleStory. Like, what is he talking about, man? What is kerning PQ? Like, back in the day, it used to be like only one person per channel could do kerning PQ at the same time. Now it's like, it's instanced. It's like, it's modernized. It's like, anyone can do it. You don't have to like wait for the previous party to finish it. Like, that's what they needed. Also, welcome Panis, thank you. No thank you. Thanks Namai. Yes, thanks Namai for the gifted sub to Panis, entering the 6 months. Welcome Foley as well. Add a bunch of quality of life changes, you know. It's cool. I mean, it looks fun. I'm just looking forward to when it actually comes out. I don't know when it's gonna be. I'm hoping soon. Because, I don't know, because otherwise it would be too long. Because the hype is there. Everyone's like, I gotta play. But then if they wait too long, people are gonna be like, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I was excited. And they delayed it. Thank you, Vacuously, for the 14 months. Level 1 hype train. No, Vac, you need to get, if you want a hype train emote, it has to be level 2. This is the messed up part about Twitch hype trains, is that to get the level 1 train, you gotta get the level above it. Everyone is always confused by this. I don't know why they made it like that. But that's Twitch, that's Twitch.tv. They're always out there making weird decisions. Yeah, it would have to be level 2. Level 2. Yeah, Walfie's Nonograms 2. Coming soon to itch.io webpage near you. Now I feel like when I started this stream, I feel like I didn't sound very sick, but after having talked for like 15 minutes, I can kind of hear it a little bit in my voice. It sounds a little bit, it's like a little bit like not what it usually is. I don't know if you can tell, I can tell. Welcome Yurga. Did I watch any Mahjong this weekend? I did not. I tuned into Dofume's stream for like a few seconds, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. I'm talking to you. Alright, Mike, yes. I forgot to answer your question. I did see it, but I forgot to actually acknowledge it. I played various classes. So I played back in the beta days, back before the official release. I played as a mage. I got to level 30, and then I stuck there. I stuck at level 30 for maybe like a year or something, and then I was still playing though. I would play like every day. I would just not be grinding or like actually playing the game. I'd just like hang out with people. And then in the last week of beta, I grinded. I got to like level 42, I think. And I think I got to 50. I got to 50 in like the last like few weeks of the beta. And then the beta ended. And I was a cleric, I think. No, I was an ice lightning mage / wizard, whatever it's called. That was cool. And then the real version came out, and then I played as like an archer, I think. A crossbowman. I got to level 70 as a crossbowman. The mess up part is like after Chokerjax's stream, I like wanted to check on my old accounts. I think they deleted them. I think they deleted my characters. Because I tried logging in, I tried downloading it. Here's the mess up thing about MapleStory. It's 50 something gigabytes. What, like, how is that game so big for like a 2D game? I guess they have like 20 years of content on there. But like if I only want to play MapleStory Classic, I still have to download like 56 gigabytes of data. Just for no reason. Yeah, right? 56. It's crazy. That's like, it's like a 3D game. I think they wiped mine as well. Pretty sure they did a couple of wipes. Yeah, I tried looking for like when was the last time they wiped a bunch of characters, and I think there was one in like September of last year. And it was like if your character is like level 70 or below and hasn't logged in since like 2022 or something, it got deleted. I was like, oh man, my character was exactly level 70. I think. Actually, I don't remember. I think I was. Welcome Green Blob Code. If you were to play again, what would you end up playing? This is what I've been thinking this entire weekend. I was like watching a bunch of videos because the classes are not the same as they used to be. There's like some adjustments. They've like nerfed some things. They changed some skills. So it's like watching like tier list videos. I'm like, man, what do I want to play as? Like obviously, like mage is very strong. But then it's like, is it like kind of boring? I don't know. Like assassin's pretty fun, but they have no mobbing abilities. But they get to go fast. And like, I don't know. And then like a lot of it is also, when I was a kid, I never spent money on the cash shop. So like, you would place a lot of importance on like what the gear looks like. Because you're like, oh man, assassins, they look so cool. They got like this cool hat that's like a pirate. They got this like skull and crossbones like bandana thing. But I was like, I don't know. I like how archers look. But I'm thinking if I were to play MapleStory Classic when it comes out, I may consider either an assassin or like a mage of some kind. I'm not sure yet. I still have yet to decide. And then we'll get to see like what other changes they've made. Almost as bad as newer Call of Duty games in terms of storage space. Aren't those like in the hundreds of gigs at this point? What are they doing? What are game developers doing nowadays? Stuff you get from doing difficult things in the fame in the game have more aura than stuff from the cash shop. Yeah, but the cash shop items look nice. Welcome JD. Greetings, hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling like a little bit better. After having talked for 20 minutes, I feel like not as better as I thought I was. But it's still fine. Because like they slapped the cloud and said you can fit so many textures in this thing. I heard the reason why MapleStory's file size is so big is that they never remove old stuff. So like they'll be adding things for events, they'll have like duplicate events and stuff like that. And then even though you can't access the event anymore, the data is still in the game. Yeah, it's just there forever. Like they never delete stuff. That's why you gotta download 50 something gigs. But anyway, that's cool, right? Something to look forward to. And then I'm sorry if I play MapleStory Classic on stream and anyone who has never played MapleStory decides to also play and they're like, this game sucks, I don't blame you. I think it's not It's objectively not a good game. I just think there's a lot of nostalgia that's involved. It's like if you were to ask like a new person whether they should play MapleStory Classic, they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try it. Everyone has like seems to have fun with it. I would say it's probably not. I would not recommend it. But if you have played it, yes. I think it would be cool. This is like the inverse League? What do you mean? Do people tell others to play League? Where no one will tell you to play it, but the game is objectively good. Objectively? I don't know. I don't know about objective. I don't know about that one. They have 50 starting classes now. Hold on, I remember playing when Maple Global started. 10 years later, had another look and it was crazy. Yeah, I tried playing vacuously. I was reading. I had her chat open in the other tab. When I tried playing MapleStory a few years ago, they did have like 1 billion starting classes. I was like, I just want to play the classic ones, and then like even then, I did not recognize any of them. And then even if you go back to like the beginner ones that were there, I think they called them Explorers or something. The starting areas were not the same. Anyway, it was quite strange. But yeah. Also, when I was after Chocojax's MapleStory Classic stream, when I looked up in my email to try to get my old account back, I searched for MapleStory and then I found a letter that I wrote to myself from like 2007. Because I mentioned MapleStory, and there was this website called Future Me where you can write a letter to yourself to be delivered some number of years in the future. And like back in 2007, I wrote a letter to myself to be received in like 2009 or something like that. And I mentioned MapleStory. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just playing MapleStory right now. And then like one of the things I mentioned was like, oh, I'm just on like winter break right now. I'm just looking forward to hanging out with my friends online. Wonder where you'll be in like 5 years from now. Will you still just be like looking forward to the next like break from school to hang out with your online friends? And I was like, yes, that's literally me. Like not even like how many years in the future? I was like 19 years later, it's still the same thing. I'm just hanging out with my online friends. That's pretty cool though, right? Isn't that cool? Pretty cool. Your future Walfie, I'm sure you have a rocket car, gold house now. Actually, can I find, let me find the actual, I'm gonna find the actual letter I sent myself. It was on my very old, very old account, my first Gmail account. Let's see, if I search MapleStory, where's my letter to myself? Alright, here's my future me letter. You can write a time capsule today. I do write them when I remember. I wrote one, I believe, this past New Year's. I don't remember when I'm set to receive it. I like to do the thing where like I write a letter and then like I close my eyes and I choose a random year in the future and a random day and random month. So, like I don't know when it's gonna get here. I do have at least one letter to myself that will get here in the future. Welcome him. I should probably finish this puzzle before I like go off on tangents, because there could be people watching this that are like, I want to see the solutions for Walfie's Nonograms level 111. And then they're like, oh, he's just talking about freaking MapleStory. Well, I'm here to watch puzzling action, and he's just yapping away. Messed up. Does anyone write those things to themselves? If not, I recommend it. I think it's cool, because then you get a letter in the future and you're like, whoa, I remember when I wrote this. I wrote this thing 10 years ago. But it's here now. Mostly writing things to others. I've done that as well. I've done the thing where like, I will write a letter to someone else to be delivered in the future. I set myself as the email address though to be received. And then like once I get it, I'll read it before I send it to them. And I just make sure that what I wrote in this is still good. It's too depressing. What the? Open brains up. What's too depressing? 2D pressing. It's cool though. You could be like, oh yeah, yo, I remember. I think that you, like, even if you don't know what you want to write, because you're like, oh, maybe I have nothing interesting to talk about. Even the fact that it's uninteresting, I think will be interesting years from now. Like, I would just like, I used to use IRC a lot. And so I would just, in my future me letters, I would just write down like some messages that were going on at the time. I was like, okay, at this time, it's 7 p.m. on this day, this year. Here's like what people were talking about on IRC. And then I would just like copy paste the messages. And then when I get them, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this guy. I remember this person said this thing. This person's still around. Walfie on manga IRC chats? No. I was on the Maple Story ones. And then like we split off and we had our own thing. We had like, I used to post on a Maple Story forum called Sleepywood. And we had like, there was like the miscellaneous section where people just post off-topic stuff, not about Maple Story, but just about like life or whatever. And I would just, I was a regular on there. And then we would just like post stuff. And then at some point we were like, we should start our own forum. And then we did. We called it Keepy Alivey. There was a thread called Keepy Alivey, where like the goal was to just keep the thread alive by posting in it every day. And so people would just post random stuff. And that thing, we had our own forum. And then we made an IRC channel. It was cool. And then one of the people that posted there is now an Alaskan politician. Isn't that cool? She was also on the forum. She would always post a new topic when people talk about stuff she didn't want. That was cool. Remember there was one guy who was actually 3 guys playing around the clock? Tiger? Yeah, Tiger, the classic Maple Story player. Tiger. I remember. It was fun. A lot of fun was had back in the day. And that fun will never be had ever again. Time has changed us too much. And I'm sure we'll have a thing where I go back to classic Maple Story and I'll be like, oh man, this is so much fun. Oh my god, I love Maple Story. And then I go back and it's like, this actually sucks. And the reason why I had fun was not because the game was fun, but was because I was at a different point in my life, and it was really the people around me at the time that made it what it was. It was fun, and now my childhood is of the past. Despite the fact that I can now purchase NX items with my own money instead of doing online surveys to gain like $5 after like 50 hours of surveys. It's very hollow. I don't know. Do I think that account sharing is unethical? I think it's fine. It's probably... I mean, was there anything in the TOS against it? I'm not sure. It could have been. It could have been against TOS, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. Cannot confirm nor deny. Using money to buy gift cards that you can then use to buy another gift card to exchange for NX. It was NX. Wasn't it NX for Nexon? I don't know what the X stood for. Nexon Exchange? I don't know. It's fun though. Fun times. Very much looking forward to it. Welcome, Veramnis. Anyone else looking forward to it? Anyone like, oh man, I played this game a lot. I mean, it was fun. I think so. Well, what is this? Milk? A milk carton? Look at that. There it is. Alright, let me read this letter I wrote to myself. Letter from, Oh, it was composed in 2007 and I received it in 2013. I sent this thing 6 years, 5 months, and 9 days into the future. That's when I got it. I wrote very differently. It's very cringe. I don't want to read it word for word, because I will cringe at my at my writing. Let's see. I'm going to skim this. It was Saturday, April 7th, 2007. I wrote this in second person. I was like writing about myself, but then I was writing it in second person. It's Saturday, April 7th, 2007, and you were on spring break. How's it been? Wonder where you are now, what you're doing, what kind of job do you have, if any? Did you go to college? Geez, life was probably so much simpler. In 10th grade, eh? I said A. EH, question mark. How's 2013 working out for you? That sounds really far into the future. I mean, after all, 5 years is 1/3 of my life, and 1/4 of yours. Man, that's a long time. And then I didn't have punctuation at the end of that sentence. Read it word for word. I'm reading it word for word. So anyway, let me remind you where you were 5 years ago. A little place I like to call hashtag. I guess it wasn't called hashtag back in the day. On IRC, you would have channels. They would start with what we now call the hashtag. But back then it was the pound symbol. Hashtag council. Yes, that was the council that we used to have from that MapleStory forum. So I'd be surprised if you still went there, as well as some of those other people. Those people are still in. Maybe those people are still here. And then I named many people. I named, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At least 9 people. And then I wrote some things. Oh, there's like, wait, I named even more people. Cafro, I mentioned Cafro in this one. Some of you might know Cafro as a chatter from some streams now. I knew him back in the day. Back in like 2007. Even before 2007, I knew Cafro. When I think back to it, that was like 20 years ago. Almost 20. Named various people, a lot of them Canadians. We're talking about IRC. Maybe I mentioned MapleStory. And how's MapleStory nowadays? Anyone reach level 200 yet? Yeah, there's probably tons of people. KeepYouAlive.net, remember that? Hopefully it's still up. That'd be nice, huh? At this moment, there's a little over 100 members. It's registered with urlsavings.com as a free domain thing. It had 2 gigs of space, 20 gigs of bandwidth, and all that. Remember February 25th when Adora closed KeepYouAlive 3.0 and censored our website? Oh, frick. There were some... Oh, that's why we started it. Because they closed the thread. One of the moderators went on a power trip and he closed our thread on the forum. He censored our website so you couldn't mention it. And then we started our own forum. Welcome Ronmoon. Dude, now you can hit 200 in a week. That's crazy. I can't believe it. Let's see. Remember the list of 7 subtitled anime you've watched? Azumanga was great. It probably still is. Godly, am I right? This guy. Godly. He said godly, am I right? Haruhi, Rosen Maiden. Various other things. School Rumble. You guys remember School Rumble? Used to have this iAudio X5 MP3 player. With tons of OST anime, OST songs, and video game music. And random songs from Newgrounds. That was a thing. People, like a lot of people, when they think of Newgrounds, they think of like the Flash games and stuff like that. They also had music on there. You guys know that? That's awesome. Welcome, Wed. See, remember when you were obsessed with Toho? Maybe you still are, I don't know. It's a great series. There are 9 games out now. And then I said, I'm listening to some Toho music right now. We had this computer. It was a Sony Vaio with 200 gigs of space with a monitor that works like a TV. It has a remote that can show a picture-in-picture of a TV show that's playing. That's a nice TV. Your wallpaper was one of Sakuya, Marisa, and Reimu from the Toho Flying Above the Grounds. Wait, I can find it. Hold on. Can I find the specific wallpaper? I remembered it very specifically. Studio SDT wallpaper. What year did that come out? Pre-Mountain of Faith? I don't know. Let's see. Studio SDT wallpaper. Tumblr? Toho wallpaper. Which one did I have specifically? Does their official website not exist anymore? You have to access it through like third-party websites. Rule 34, what the frick? Maybe I should not be finding this on stream. Welcome, Teeny. Teeny, are you still a moderator on the Vacuously stream? Toho 4K wallpapers. Anyway, it was a wallpaper of the three of them flying above the sky. I thought that was pretty cool. And then let's see, what else we got? What else do we have in Thread? You have to unmod him right now. Let's see. What else did I mention? A monitor. Change my wallpaper. See, this is the thing. Back in the day, I would actually use wallpapers. Now I'll just either use the default wallpaper, or I'll just set it to like a specifically like a black PNG that has nothing on it. My phone screen wallpaper is just a black screen. So nothing on it. Want to protect him? Well, it's too late. You've cursed him. I'm making him moderator. Let's see, what else? Okay, this is the part that I was talking about. Where I said, yesterday night I was trying to sleep. When it was around 1 o'clock, I had one of those weird thoughts. I realized I'm a person who thinks in the present. I have not thought much about my own future past a month or a year or so. Nothing about my future or present. No idea what job I wanted. It seemed like a distant reality. It will never happen. Then I got an image of myself being older and stuff. Thought, it's real, it'll happen someday. And then said, started thinking, what am I gonna do with my life? Nothing. There's definitely something for me in the outside world. Can't stay in school forever, hoping for a break to come so I can stay at home. Talking to some people on the internet. No way, I can't do that forever. Hopefully you'll remember some of this. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. That's literally me. Back in the day, I was like, this guy just staying at home, hanging out with his online friends. It's the same thing. I'm literally doing the same thing. 20 years later almost. But it's like, it's slightly different, right? It's not exactly the same. And then I wrote a bunch of other stuff. Some memes. Asking myself if I'm still in the same apartment / house. I am still in the same house. And then maybe you're not even in New York anymore. Maybe you don't even use this email anymore. I did change my email. It's different now. Let's see, 5 years. Remember YouTube and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series videos? Those were awesome. There are 19 of them now. And I mentioned things I used to do on Saturday. Remember your Saturday afternoons where you would talk with your IRC pals until around 4 p.m. Eastern time, and then you would go watch PBS? There are all these like nature documentaries that would always show at like 4 p.m. Eastern time, and I would always take that 1 hour of my day out of the Saturday and watch those. It was very nice. So maybe you look at this letter in 5 years and think, wow, I've changed. Or maybe not. That's right, maybe you haven't changed. Maybe you won't even get this email. Whatever. It was nice talking to you. Write back if you can. Maybe there'll be some invention in the future allowing you to send messages to the past. Just kidding. See you in 5 years. That was my letter to myself. Now, I've written several other ones, but that's the one that I read this past weekend. I thought it was nice. It was my writing style has definitely changed. I definitely do not write like that anymore. But that's why you should write a letter, okay? You're watching this, you're like, I should write a letter to myself. To be received 6 years from now. You could be like, hey, I was watching a stream and like Walfie was talking about how he sent a letter to himself from like 2007, and I was like, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I'll write a letter. Then you write it, and you're like, I had so much fun. I was watching Walfie stream, and he was playing Walfie's Nonograms. It'll be like, oh man, what's it like after this? Is there a Walfie's Nonograms 2? Did that come out yet? Is there a Walfie's Nonograms 3? There are 19 of them. Now there's like 90 episodes. Yeah. Now he's a VTuber. You guys know that Little Karibo, the creator of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series, is a VTuber. That's right. He uses a Yu-Gi-Oh! Model. I found out one day by accident. It showed up in my recommended, and I was like, wait a second. I know of this guy. I'm aware of this guy. I've seen him before. Anyway, that's fun, right? Isn't that fun? A blast from the past. It's why it's important to write things down, as to not forget. You know, like where was I? Where was I 10 years ago? What were some things that were on my mind? What time did I go to bed? And then you can share it with your friends. You can be like, guys, I got this letter. I mentioned you. I talked about you in this letter from 5 years ago. No way, show me the letter. You show it to them and you're like, ah, this guy's so cringe. And then you laugh about it. It's good times out there. Anyway, has anyone done that recently? Anyone write letters to yourself, or in general to other people? Because you should do it. Now, right now, instead of watching this stream right now, you write a letter. A cover letter, yo, cover the VTuber Corporation. No. Literally writing one right now. Everyone's just going to be using AI for that stuff. You definitely get like a lot of like recruiter emails that are like definitely just AI. I wrote a letter to myself back in middle school, but they never delivered it back to me. I think they lost it. No. Oh wait, some schools do that, right? Some schools have it so that when you like enter your freshman year, you write a letter to be received when you're in your senior year. I don't think we had that, but I think some schools did that. Well, if you aren't hiring juniors, well, I'm not hiring. My company always. I feel like my company is hiring more junior developers. I think with AI coding being like a big thing now, like every company is just like, well, we don't have to hire senior developers. You just have a junior developer like AI prompt some code. And it'll just generate stuff. That's where the world is going now. Gross. Yes. That's where a lot of this stuff is going. Here's the opposite. They're hiring senior people. But why would you pay a senior developer to AI generate code when you could pay the same money to a junior developer? Luckily, I still kind of remember the contents. It's a philosophical stage of my life, questioning everything. Like, where am I going with my life? What is life? What even is the meaning? We don't need juniors if our seniors can just let AI do it. But then because then you pay the senior developers more. Like, if anything, shouldn't they like have fewer senior developers? I don't know. Because then the argument would be like, well, a junior developer will just accept the output. They don't know if the code's actually good. They have no experience writing it themselves. I don't know. Welcome, Stoopelter. You're still sick? How did you know? How did he know that I'm still sick? Because you're right. I am probably still sick. It's all your fault. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Am I kidding though? Yes. Yes, I am. Anyway, I could definitely find some more letters I wrote to myself. Maybe I'll do that after this puzzle. Maybe every puzzle after this, I will find one letter that I wrote to myself and then read it. And you can all be like, this Walfie guy like changed. His writing style is so cringe. I feel like nowadays I don't even write that much anymore. You know, the extent of like writing that I did was like writing tweets, and like I don't even write tweets anymore. I guess I write in chats and like like saying things in Twitch chat. That's the extent of my writing. And most of it is just emotes. Anyone write things? What even is writing? Why not lefting? It's always about the right. But the left. Do emotes count as writing? No. They're distinct. They're pictures. And as you know, pictures are worth 1,000 words. So actually, pictures are worth even more than writing. A single emote is at least 1,000 words. And then if it's an animated emote, which is like made up of several images, then that's like multiple thousands of words. Emotes are modern day hieroglyphs. Yes. True. Yeah, I'm a prolific writer. I've written billions upon billions of things. I remember when I was in like elementary school, I was very proud of this like poem that I wrote. It was called Blade of Grass. And like a lot of my classmates did not know that the term blade of grass was a thing. And they were like, that sounds so cool. A blade like from a sword? No way, holy frick. They didn't say holy frick, but I added that in there. Like, whoa, a blade of grass? That's crazy. Welcome, Mint. Happy holidays. Happy, oh yeah, it's 420. You are the celebrator of such a day. Leaf Blade. Yeah, from Pokemon. Blade. Blade of grass. What holiday is it? It's 420. That's the day where people say blaze it, or whatever. 420 blazed. It is genuinely delightful you made this. Walfie's Nonograms. Yeah. And then now I have my own category on Twitch. And people can be like, what the heck? You got a category? I gotta check that out. I'm thinking things are delightful a lot lately. It's a good way to be. I think that's a good adjective. A lot of people, they don't say delightful anymore. They're just like, that's cool, or like, what do people say? What do people say when things are good? I was gonna say that's rad, but people don't say that anymore. That's epic. They don't even say that anymore. That's epic and awesome. That's freaking good. It helps even at the explicit 420 party. Pizza night people. 1/3 of the people there aren't doing it. It's an excuse to eat too much, spend time with friends. Like all good holidays. People out there eating food. It is literally lit. They're literally lighting it. It's lit. Let's see, as an ESL, I just default to cool. I don't know what the cool kids are saying. What are they even saying? That's neat. That's neato. You should say that's neat. That's awesome. Delightful. Yes. People gotta start saying stuff like that. It's delightful. Truly a joy. I guess people are saying like that's a gem, right? That's a thing people say. That's a gem. Translate post gem. Splendid. I think a lot of people say totally tubular. They do not say that. Fire. It's lit. It's lit, fam. There's a couple slangs still in circulation. There's gem and coal. With enough time, even coal becomes a gem. Yeah, a diamond. I was thinking about diamonds today. It's weird that if you take a square and you rotate it 45 degrees, like a lot of people would say that's a diamond. But I'm like, that's just a rotated square. And yet, you could understand, right? If someone just said this is a diamond, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's a diamond. Yeah, right, baseball diamond, it's literally just a square, but rotated. It's really your perspective. Wait, that's deep. Hold on. I'm 12, I'm sorry, you can't say you're 12. I'm 15 and this is deep. Isn't it weird that when square is like associated with uncool things, but if you, depending on your perspective, it's actually a diamond, guys? Whoa, dude, that's freaking crazy. What if things that we think are square are actually just really cool, and they're just because we're not looking at it right? It's true. You ever think about this, man? It's deep that there's a path for redemption in calling something coal, in contrast to gem 2. Yeah, coal. I've not really heard people say that, but I could see that being a thing. That's what the square in B there, or B square, is about. Is it though? Why is it uncool to be square? I never understood, like, what is... what does that even mean? What even is the meaning of being square? Welcome, Good Cat Gaming. Can someone look this up? Etymology. The etymology fans out there. Sounds like someone's a square. Yes. But not me. Call an ambulance, but not for me. For my friend. They're very sick. In a cool way. Oh shoot. They're freaking sick. Be there or be square because you're not around. No, like that was a thing, but I don't think that's really why it's called that. I think that was made up after the fact. And I don't believe that that's the original intent. Because it's too specific, you know? Can't be doing that. Any squares out here? Anyone even squared? Squared away. People say that. Squared away. You guys remember Squaresoft? Before it was Square Enix. Before they merged into Square Enix, it was Squaresoft. I find that hard to believe because squares are pretty sharp. Like, the thing about squares is that they have multiple 90-degree angles, which are, like, very sharp. Rather than being soft. Now you could be like, oh, what about, I don't know, it doesn't have to be unsoft. Square used to be soft, now they're all Enix. Yeah. Square Enix. What even is Enix? What even is Square? Square up. Jamie Page, that's the chicken. What's that song called? Chicken bird brain. Yo, it's sushi. Alright, let's find another letter I wrote to myself. Future me. Future me. Writing a letter to your future friends. Let's see. Letter. Alright. Oh, that's pretty long. Oh, this one's just a lot of like messages that I copied. Teto Chicken Counterpoint, WalmartImages.com, large foam dice. But those aren't like really square though. You look at those like rounded. I would not say these are square. They're square-ish. I would not say they're like rounded squares are not the same. Anyway, here's a letter I wrote in 2010. Let's see. I had a dream about an amusement park, about a cow biting my hand and turning into a bumper car. It's spring semester freshman year. I'm taking P-Chem, what was that? Physical chemistry, physics mechanics, chem lab, digital logic design. Learning about Gibbs energy and energy of open systems. Does anyone remember that stuff? In physics, it's about momentum and center of mass. I'm doing pretty bad in the physics quizzes. Guess scores like 2 out of 10 or 10 out of 30 or whatever. Horrible. Horrible, horrible. Digital logic design. Professors. Anyway, Twitch is gonna show an ad, so I think I will drink some water. What about this one? Yeah, that dice is much more square. Anyway, it's time to hydrate everyone. It's time to drink water. Alright. I've successfully hydrated. Now I will continue to read more of this letter that I wrote in 2010. Oh, and then I had a conversation with my friend at the time. Here's part of an MSN conversation with my friend. I'm writing a future me letter to myself right now. Do you want me to put anything in here that I will tell you when I get my letter? When I get it, I'll be like, hey, remember when you said blah blah blah, and I put it in this letter? And you'll be like, whoa, I remember that. I like doing that because it's neat. And then I just copy pasted their message in there. MSN, yeah, MSN Messenger. Let's see. I went to a ramen place. Look at that. I went to a ramen place. Got a curry ramen. There's more crowded. I got a stamp. Second stamp. What else? I requested a transcript for what? What is the context of this? There's a grandparents' apartment. Listening to the 5 centimeters per second soundtrack. You guys remember that one? And then I asked another friend what I should write in this letter. Oh, Denchi's brother. I mentioned Denchi's brother in this letter. This letter that I wrote to myself in 2010, way before I even knew Denchi, but I knew his brother. Moe team, he said Moe team in response to all the hellos we sent to each other. Because me talking to one of my friends, I guess Denchi's brother saw those. Let's see. I was streaming. There's a website named Stickam. Hold on, is this a thing? Does anyone remember this website? I mentioned this in my letters. Stickam. Did Denchi's brother even ever mention Denchi? No, I didn't even know he had a brother. Does anyone remember this website, Stickam? Apparently apparently I did like probably some art streams on this website, like really far back in the day. Wait, nothing else? Safe search block result. Wait, is this an NSFW website now? There are no results. Wikipedia. There's stuff. Anyone can go live. VIP program. Charity event. Anyway, this was the website back in the day. Let's see, what else did I write in this letter? I mentioned a lot of people that I knew on Twitter that I don't know what they're doing anymore. I talked about Mabinogi, another MMO that I played. Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver was about to come out in 10 days. It was someone else's birthday. Did I mention you? Can I search for Teeny in my Gmail? I don't think so. But what if there was an unknown mention? No, they okay. It's like they include search results for Tiny instead of the real word Tiny. No results for Teeny, spelled exactly as your name is though. Teeny. I search for Teeny. There's some mentions in my email about Teeny, the Docker image container, which is a different thing. Time to dive deep and figure what they're up to now. They probably don't even use the same usernames anymore though. Let's see. Form Spring, that's a thing that people used to ask questions. Anyone remember those websites? They had websites like Form Spring and like Curious Cat. I guess nowadays people use Marshmallow, mostly like in the Japanese like user space. Let's see. I talked about when I went to California. I talked about how I played Puyo Puyo and made a 12-chain once in endless mode. I was proud. It was neat-o awesome. Neat-o awesome. That's the thing I said. Rainy Mood. That's a website where they play rain sounds. I've seen those before. Marshmallow. Yeah, that was back in the day. Let's see. Various people. Part of my conversation with the person who is now an Alaskan politician. Bowling. She made a reference to Bowling for Soup, but I don't understand because I don't know bands. I remember those. Even on Orchid, we had something popular. Orchid, that was a website that I'd never used, but I'd heard of. That was like the Google thing that they discontinued. All things considered, leaving Twitter in like 2013-14 leaves its mark. Isn't it kind of crazy how Twitter blew up to become this news relevant thing? Yeah, times sure have changed. Let's see. Wow, there's include a lot of stuff in here. And then what? This image still exists. Holy frick! This Gyazo image from 2010 is still accessible. I feel like that's so rare nowadays. Can I show this? No, it's got the letter that I wrote. It's got things. Dang. Wait, can I like hold on? Can I like find? let me copy this image and show you a screenshot that I took in 2010, but like censor some stuff. Here, paste it. I'm gonna delete this stuff. The letter, delete this thing, delete that thing, and then this thing, which is my school's mail service website that I will delete. And then what? What else? Here's some people that I was talking to. I'll delete this one. And that Alright, and then I save this. Let's see, I'll delete this one. Alright, file, save as, untitled.png. I don't know if anyone even cares anymore. Everyone's like, what's he even talking about now? Alright, look at this screenshot from 2010. Here's what is this? Windows 7? No. Windows Vista? This might have been Windows Vista. Yeah. Look at this. This is what the screenshot from back then. 10:43 p.m. Yeah, future me. We had IRC in the background. And I was listening to the 5 centimeters per second soundtrack up there at the top. We had a Wikipedia. We had Twitter. This was Twitter's old logo. It used to be like the T. And then what? Then we had IRC. We had MSN Messenger. In the background. Didn't realize Moodle was that old. Yeah, Moodle. It's pretty old. And then what? What even? What are these? Oh, we had Avast. I was using Avast antivirus. We had AIM. AIM was still used back in the day. What else is there? Wingy Mood. Future Me. IRC. Well, you can see part of people's names. That's cool. What kind of antiviruses did everyone use? I used Avast. And I feel like it was not that good. I feel like it actually did not detect some viruses. Avast jump scare voice saying you're safe from virus. Yeah, why would they play a sound to say that you're safe? Can't believe that. Alright. I'm surprised that image was still available. I took that screenshot on Gazo and it's still up. Let's see the screen cap of what's on your screen right now. That's really neat. Awesome. I hope it's still up when I get it. And then that's it. A lot of stuff. Remember that one time after the snow on a Monday, the subway was delayed and crowded. Yeah. I didn't elaborate on that. I said, remember that time after the snow on a Monday, the subway was all delayed and stuff, and crowded, and then later some lady tried to get on, and a guy was like, "There's no room," and she squeezed on anyway, and they had a whole conversation. That was nice. I'm sure you'll remember it without me having to say more. I don't remember it, actually. I wish I had elaborated on that. Anyway, that's cool. That was nice. Nice blast from the past. I used to be on Avira for a while, but I've used Avast for a while as well. The one that had this patchwork logo. That sounded vaguely familiar. I think that McAfee one my dad got from work back then. Norton. Norton is like still a thing, right? Switched from Avast to McAfee, back to Avast, heard Avira was good. And now people don't even use antiviruses anymore. And then I switched to Linux and I don't need antivirus anymore. And now I'm on Mac and I don't need antivirus anymore. Even on Windows, I don't really need antivirus anymore. Kaspersky? Oh yeah, that was one. I remember that. Kaspersky. Casper Sky. That's a thing. Welcome, Lyron. Hope you are doing well on this day. Eventually Windows Defender got good enough. Yeah, I feel like nowadays, like, people don't download sketchy things online as much as they used to. They still do, definitely, but like, it's less common. Cause like nowadays, I don't know, cause like, back in the day, if you wanted to watch anime, you couldn't buy it, right? People were not like officially distributing it, you had to torrent it or watch it on like some sketchy website. And now that, you know, there's Crunchyroll or whatever, people... I mean, I guess people are still doing it, but like, I don't know. It's less of a thing. Less common, somehow less sketchy. And go on pirate website. Internet literacy saved us from using antivirus. Anime torrenting is somehow less dangerous? Less dangerous than what, though? Oh, now than it was back in the day? Yeah, maybe that's probably true. Isn't these days Windows Defenders more than enough for 90% of cases? Yeah, because like most people aren't really doing like weird things. Yeah, it's mostly like back in the day. I don't know. Anyway, I've had no need for it. Not really download it. I guess like nowadays there's like official like software stores now, right? There's like the Windows App Store, there's like Steam. There's like back in the day you would just download random EXEs. Nowadays you would go to like the official like distribution source or whatever. If a virus is strong enough to go through Windows Defender, I guess they're also strong enough to handle most antiviruses. Possibly also true. From what I heard, the only people left are too busy caring about encoding or pirating Crunchyroll to care otherwise. The only people left who pirate anime by torrenting, you mean? You know. I don't know. You would watch anime uploaded onto YouTube at like part 1 of 3, played at 1.1 times speed to evade like copyright detection. Like a lot of stuff like that. Let's see, we got 11. 11 goes up here. The theory that torrents are dying because there are less seeds being made. I don't even remember the last time I torrented something. It's probably been so long. It might even have been more than like 15 years at this point. Because there's so many ways to get things legally now. If I were to torrent, I would leech because seeding is scary. This guy is just stealing. He's not even contributing. Seeding seems risky. I remember back in the day, you would want good numbers. You can't just be leeching. I don't know. I remember you would like download, it would be so slow. You would, to like watch one episode of Azumanga Daioh, you would download it at like 5 kilobytes per second. You would like leave it on overnight for several days. And then you would watch one episode. Did I ever see, yeah, when I used to torrent many years ago, I would make sure that after I got the file, I would just leave the client open. Because otherwise, you know, you're not contributing. You're just downloading. I don't know. I guess things have changed, but I've not really done it recently, so I don't really know. I just don't know. Times have changed. The world we used to live in does not exist anymore. It's been replaced. It's different. Anyway, what else? What else is going on? Anything else even worth discussing? I did read, though, that torrenting or simply directly streaming media is still really popular in not-so-developed countries, and they simply do not have the same access to media as we do. Actually, there's like a big discussion on Twitter about it recently. About, like piracy, specifically of Japanese media. Have you all seen that recently? There's like, I think someone took like, a Nier Automata gacha game or something that was like end of service. And then like they made like a private server, and then a bunch of Japanese users were like, "Hey, you can't do that. That's you're not respecting the copyright laws of the creators." And then the argument that a lot of people on Twitter were making was like, "Well, they're not even selling this. You literally, even if you wanted to buy it, you can't. And it was a free game." But then all the Japanese users were like, "Well, you don't get it. Even though they're not selling it, it doesn't give you the right to buy it, or like to create your own copy of it and distribute it." And then there's like a big discussion about that. There's a war, a lot of stuff going on. I haven't been on Twitter, but I've seen people discuss and scoffing at Twitter. You know. I mean, yeah, a lot of the argument is like, well, they're not even trying to sell it to us, so like, is pirating it really causing like monetary damages? I don't know. I think Japan formally respects copyright a little too much, especially of games. Possibly true. Let's see, I'm not on Twitter anymore since they more or less dox which country you live, or rather which client you use. I guess that's true. I mean, like, me personally, I don't mind that people know that I live in the US. But I could see it being concerning for people that are more privacy conscious, or live in like a less less populated country. I also think cheating shouldn't be illegal, neither should be modifying your consoles. But what about, wait, is cheating like is it illegal like in video games? I'm assuming you're talking about video games. Neither should be modifying your consoles. Yeah. Is it illegal? It's illegal to cheat in video games in Japan? What the heck? I didn't know that. How do you want to avoid human interaction? No. I would never. Is it illegal? But how would they know? In a single-player game, it's illegal? Or does it just apply to like online stuff? I don't know. Save editing it's illegal to edit your save files? No way. That can't be possible. Whoa, this is like some kind of cat in a box? Some kind of cat-like creature contained entirely within a box? Yeah, how would they know that you edited your saves? How would they even find you? They can't. Literally cannot. Anyway, what else has been topic of discussion? The Saikuno stuff? You guys seen the Saikuno stuff? They got the Deku from My Hero Academia English voice actor to like narrate Saikuno's cancellation apology message. That was a thing. And then he deleted it, I guess, because, I don't know, because it's probably bad, like, publicity-wise to be using your voice acting to contribute to a controversy. I don't know. He was just serial cheating. No, he was parallel cheating. I believe he was cheating in parallel. Serial implies ordering, whereas this was multiple at the same time. He make a cryotic crime? I don't know what that is. Discord shows me takes that it was blown out of proportion. Doesn't cheating imply parallel? Yes. Yes, probably. No, you're right, you're right. But it was like multiple people at the same time, I think. Rather than like cheating with one person and then like another person after that. Calculate the equivalent of parallel cheating with resistors. But the physics works differently there, because resistors... It's like, I don't know. How does the math work there? I don't know. Anyway, but then I guess mostly just like people have been posting videos of him from the past. Like the way that he talks, and we're like, look at why does he talk like that? And then it was like, oh, he sounds just like the Deku voice actor from English My Hero Academia. That's a thing. I don't know. I had never really watched any of his content, so I don't really know what he was like. It's surprising that, like, you know, he became popular from Among Us, right? Like, back during the pandemic days, I guess, like, he streamed a lot of Among Us. And that's how a lot of people know him. Imagine if Among Us didn't exist. He's part of offline TV. Is he? I don't actually know. I'm not really sure. I mean, like, I know he's associated with some people in the group. Watched a bit of him playing Team Fight Tactics. He's a League player. Team Fight Tactics is League, right? It's like League adjacent. Or I guess it is. It is just League. If not, he was at least involved with them. Yeah. You're right, only adjacent. Is it just he played a lot of Among Us with them? Isn't it kind of weird though? Like Among Us, the game where like you have to like lie and cheat to deceive people. Like, does that mean that if you see someone who's really good at Among Us, that you should be suspicious of them? Because like that means that they're good at deceiving people in general. I don't know. Really says a lot about society. Wikipedia got me. What are they saying? What is Wikipedia even saying now? Streamer, VTuber, Hemo Mal VT. That's a lot of words. Yes. Other creators, including... I feel like, yeah, I've not read the messages from the other people. So I don't really know. But I was aware of the original one. Yes. And then his girlfriend did not break up with him. That's a thing. Which is the most surprising part. But I don't know. I don't really know. Who am I to speak on this drama? I have no involvement. Everyone has to say their opinions nowadays. At least he wasn't the wife guy. The Try Guy's wife guy. So much drama. They supposedly already had a cold relationship, which is whining. The thing was also like people didn't know that he had a girlfriend. That he hid it from them for like 6 years or something. Yeah, the Northern Line Super Cruise was cancelled as well. That happened. And it makes sense. I mean, I feel like no one really thought that it was a good idea in the first place. I'm surprised that he even suggested it. That Super Cruise is gone. I think he cheated on her even before, but she wanted to work out. Yes, I think that was the case. Is NL cancelled or just the idea? The cruise is cancelled. NL has yet to be cancelled. But surely one day. One day he'll be cancelled and then everyone will always, they'll be like, wait, I knew it, I knew there was something wrong about that guy. This always happens every time someone gets cancelled. I knew it, I always was suspicious of him and I never enjoyed his content anyway, and that's why I'm superior. And that's why I'm morally superior, because I definitely did not vibe in general with his content. His hair is the only thing cancelled? No. No. I saw like another thing with the Sykkuno thing was after he posted the apology, like there was like someone who messaged him about it, like someone I guess who was like a friend or something messaged him about it, and then like they posted their conversation that they had on Twitter. Just like, I don't know, it just kind of feels like people are too willing to post direct messages like publicly nowadays. Have you gotten this impression? A lot of people will just post DMs that they got in general. Is that not strange? I don't know. Not even just like the person did something wrong. They'll just be like, look at this conversation I had with my friend. It's like they'll just post it. It's so normalized now. I feel like if I have like a conversation with someone that's like in DMs, like I expect it to not be posted like on social media. So you never heard of Northern Line? There's no way. There's no way that you have not heard of Northern Line. Hey guys, is well known. One of the most known streamers even. It's good as long as you're asking for consent to post them. I feel that's usually not the case. I feel like most people that are posting direct messages on social media did not ask the other person whether it's okay. Especially if your favorite streamer is Walfie or Nimi Nightmare. No way. And he also went live on Sunday because his Friday stream got cut off. That was cool. Northern Lion. A bald man. How is he so bald? Really makes you think. What causes you to ponder life? Anyway, well, there's that stuff. And then what? Did you see that I don't know what else? You've never seen or heard of him. That's actually honestly quite surprising to me. There's no way. Surely other streamers that you watch have mentioned him. Vac has mentioned him before. Maybe you just weren't there at the time. Oh, it's a parrot. Guys, it's some kind of parrot creature. There is. Let's choose a more fitting color for this parrot. Yeah, what about this green color? What about this green color? What do you think of Mythos? What is that? What is Mythos? MythOS, the operating system. Is that a thing? Claude model? I don't know. I don't really know too much about Claude models. I've been like avoiding using like AI assistants at work, but everyone, literally everyone is using it. Green, yes, yes. What does that mean? What does that mean? Claude model which only the few selected are allowed to use, as it is too powerful? What the heck? What does it mean for it to be too powerful? It can reason too much? Too dangerous? Like it's like too smart or something? It will cause the end of civilization if the general public was allowed access to it. It can provide 0-day export. Dang. Anyway, oh, look at this. You can send this payload and it'll result in memory overflow. Dang. That's something. That's society nowadays. Well, I've not heard of it. I did not hear about it until today on this stream. Maybe it's time to learn some woodworking. What do you want to make? Furniture? Some kind of thing? Some kind of wood thing? Return to farming? That's Mythos. We'll see, there may be truth to this. I think it's mostly marketing. I mean, I could see it being a thing. Like, it has gotten so advanced now. You could just tell it, like, point it to like your code base and be like, I want you to do this code change. And then it'll just do it. And the results are like actually pretty decent. I mean, similar things were said about ChatGPT 2. What if it's marketing? I don't know. And I guess they have a good marketing team. I mean, you know, we're talking about it. I didn't prompt for it, so surely it's working to some extent. Everyone's talking about it. The GPT-5... I don't know. I've been like writing Go code this past weekend, and I feel like the fact that when you search for anything on Google, it always does like the AI search. I guess you can turn it off, but I feel like I just never turn it off. But nowadays you're just like depending so much on like those results. When I was like searching for like, okay, Go, how do you like, what's a function, you know, that can do this? And then before I even like get to the real search results, the AI like spits out a result, and it's like, I guess I can use this. It's messed up. I think I mean they released some exploits which the model allegedly found, and these were real. Question is if the model did that or developers or something else. I guess if it's like, if they release a bunch of exploits, then, especially if they have definitely not been found before, I guess, you know, maybe there's something to it. You could bring it up with your coworkers now. Yeah, results pretty helpful. I guess it depends. Sometimes it makes up stuff. But I guess for like general, like for things that you would just either just go to Stack Overflow and copy paste the code snippet anyway, I guess like it's good for that kind of stuff. It saves you from having to go to Stack Overflow. Any interesting conversations with coworkers recently? No, not that I remember. It's always about work, specifically. That is inherently not interesting. Because most of my team members are, actually all of my team members are not in the office. So the only time I talk to them is on Slack or during like remote meetings. Any uninteresting conversations? Many of them. Many such things. Oh wait, I didn't mention this a while ago. We had a new team member, well not on my team, but on a team that we interact with, they got a new person joined. And that person is very into video games, and they had mentioned the word friend swap, which is the first time I've heard it mentioned in real life. They're like, oh, I've been playing a lot of friend swap games. I'm like, what the? I've never heard anyone say friend swap outside of the internet. Like, I was like, oh, friend swap. Friend swap is now canon in real life. And then from that conversation, I found out that another one of my coworkers, who's like pretty high up there in terms of like management, is like a Souls fan. Like he has played like Bloodborne, a lot of the Souls games. Like I had no idea that this person who's like a manager of my manager is a Souls player. That's pretty cool though. Another new thing related to AI and Twitter is the auto-translation and change on algorithm. Yes, there's a lot of Japanese tweets being served on the For You page now. A lot of interactions. I found another coworker that likes the podcast 99% Invisible. I have never heard of this. I don't know what it is. Wait, this is wrong. Whatever I have here is incorrect. We got the 4 and the 2. This should not be going this way. What have I done? Guys, what have I done? This 2 can't be there. I've spent 8 minutes on this. I don't want to... I want to restart this. I guess I probably should, for anyone who's watching the VOD to find out how to solve this. It would be good to restart it. Welcome Spurbus. Walfie playing Walfie's Nonograms. Talk about redundant. No. Because I could be playing someone else's Nonograms. Oh, also apparently there's a, hold on, there is a, I saw a tweet the other day that said Twitch has added a new page on their website that's for people that have a large following on other social media, and they try to like fast track them to get partner or whatever. I was like looking at the page and I was like, I might as well. Right, let me find the page. I think it's like twitch.tv/stream or something. Like, I was kind of like, well, I mean, if it would feel bad to, like, not have 75 viewers, but then, like, get partner. But then I feel like I've seen so many, like, streamers nowadays that have partner and they have, like, 10 viewers. At this point, I'm like, do I even care? Can I just, like, submit my follower count? But I feel like this one is mostly for people that aren't already streaming. This seems to be for people that are, like, you know, oh, you're famous on this, but you want to try streaming on Twitch, but you haven't set it up yet. This. Many partners fell off. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's more common now than I remember it being. Because I feel like I remember like in the past, if I would see someone with partner, they would have a pretty large viewer base. But now, like, if I search, like, the live channels, it'll just get recommended to me, and they have, like, 10 viewers. And I'm like, okay, maybe I don't have to feel bad. Because, like, you know, my excuse is that I am, like, known to the extent where people see me on Twitch, but they don't know my username. And then they're like, wait a second. Since your username doesn't match the name that I know, I'm unfamiliar, which causes confusion. And people, if they do know, they're like, oh yeah, I'm aware of this guy. Welcome, Carabelle. Monetize your content, these jokes ain't free. I'm literally monetizing right now. I have subscribers, I have ads that are forced to run. Many people thought it was for anyone to apply, but it's like how NASA had partner without affiliate. Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that's a very extraordinary case. I feel like NASA probably did not submit. Wouldn't that be funny if NASA was like, oh man, I would love to stream on Twitch, but I have to submit this to a form and get them to approve it. They probably had like a direct contact, right? They're probably not like hoping that a social media person would like check this form. Pay for the emotes. Exactly. Anyway, that's my excuse, okay? Whether or not it will actually work, I don't know. Because I feel like they might be like, well, I mean, you've been streaming for like 5 years now, and your viewer base is like anywhere between like 10 and 30 something viewers. Like, you've had your time to get the viewership. Obviously, you're not getting it. You know, I've seen many people, they're just like, well, I might as well apply, right? A better example is how Hologirls have partnered without hitting numbers. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like they're definitely like able to hit those numbers. It's just, it's like a jump start. Anyway, I don't really know. I'm not sure why there's so many people that like don't have the numbers. Like, I know there are some cases where, like, people will stream, like, a specific game, and then, like, everyone watches them just for that game. Or, like, maybe they'll do, like, ASMR streams. And then, obviously, like, people don't watch them when they're not doing ASMR. And then, you know, that's, you could see the viewer base goes down. But, I don't know. Like, some people who do, like, variety stuff, I don't know, they just don't have the same numbers. A Hologirl is stream on Twitch right now. Which one? Who is live right now? Anyway, the only reason I want partners to get my username. Now I feel like every few months I check the freaking guy who has the Walfie username. He went live like a month ago. So like I'm afraid that like even if I do get partner, they'll be like, well, this guy was streaming like not that long ago, so we can't just give you the username. As much as I would like the username, that guy is like still... What if he's going live like once every few months specifically to spite me? I don't know. Contact everyone? I've never contacted him. I don't know who he is. He doesn't even have his social media linked anywhere, I think. He changed his avatar though. It used to be a different one, and now it's like something else. But if they're here right now, I don't think so. I don't even know. But anyway, wouldn't that be cool? If one day you go to twitch.tv/Walfas and it says this channel doesn't exist, and you're like, no, what did he do? He finally got canceled. I always knew that guy was problematic. I always knew, you know, they removed his account surely for good reason. And they go, oh no, actually he just got the Walfie username. You know, oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's fine. You know, that guy always seemed weird to me, but It's fine, I guess. Man, what is this image? Got 3-1 right there. What else is there? But I've seen people like respond to like this, the tweet that I saw that linked to this. I'm like, well, I'm gonna try, and then it's like people that have like 100 followers are like, well, I might as well apply to this thing with my 100 TikTok followers. A lot of people are like, well, you're not the target audience. You just don't even bother applying unless you have whatever. I don't know. How do they even go through these things? Do you think they sort them? They gotta like sort them, right? They sort them by highest to lowest, and then they like manually confirm. Or maybe there's like an API that they can check. I don't know. Probably. They probably have some kind of API that confirms that the numbers match. I don't know. And then it'll be like, I don't know about this guy. I'm not sure. Maybe, do you think maybe he botted all of his followers? Do you think the fact that he has this many followers and yet not the same? I guess the case is also a lot of artists on Twitter who have large followings don't necessarily carry over to streams. Not just artists in general, but like other people that are known for like stuff besides streaming don't necessarily have an audience that's like willing to watch their live streams. Like there's like some like famous musicians or whatever, and when they like sometimes they go live and like you would expect someone like so famous to have like thousands of people watching live, but it's like in the tens, right? Doesn't Justin Bieber stream on Twitch? Does he? Wait, doesn't Snoop Dogg stream on Twitch or something? I think Snoop Dogg does, right? I mean, if he had a day to stream 420, that would be a day that a lot of people would watch a Snoop Dogg stream. But he probably has better things to do with his time. Doja Cat also streams sometimes. Do they like, what do they do on stream? Do they like do karaoke? Do they perform their own music? Or are they just playing video games? I don't know. Do you think he just smokes all day? I mean, on 420, I would imagine that he probably is. Doja plays GTA RP. What the? What if it was like they actually played like, I don't know, Dark Souls so level 1 or something? What if there's someone who's just like you would think is not really into video games, and then they go live and they're like, oh, actually I've done a no-hit Dark Souls 1 run. Blindfolded? What the frick? How is this possible? I don't believe it. Has there been a case where that has happened? Probably, right? There's probably been some case where like some famous celebrity is unexpectedly like really, really good at some video game. I've done all hit Dark Souls runs. GTA RP feels like a celeb magnet, especially when JP streamers play it. I guess there's like a lot of like manga artists that play GTA. Remember Limmy discovered Minecraft creative mode? Spent the next couple of days creating villager torture devices. Oh, that Limmy. That's the guy from the kilogram of feathers or whatever. Kilogram of steel. What can I do here? There's like another... I'm missing something. I spent more time on this than before I reset it. Oh, this can't be here. Have I seen the website service malice.sh? The whole site reads as satire, but supposedly it works. I don't know what it is. What is that? This is my first time hearing of it. Malice? Isn't that the ship name of Marisa and Alice from Toho? Malice? Oh wait, this 3 literally has to be here. This can't be here. I remember seeing like a video recently of a baseball player who's like really into Pokemon. And there was a person who was like watching the baseball game. He threw down like a few packs of Pokemon cards for him to unbox or like to open up. And like he knew the Pokemon. And the cards were in Japanese. So he knew the English names. Like, yo, I got a mega whatever. Like, well, what the? How does this celebrity know about Pokemon? No way. Oh wait, apparently like didn't I learned that apparently Ed Sheeran made like the ending theme of some Pokemon game. Is that true? Does anyone play Pokemon anymore? Apparently Ed Sheeran was like contacted to be in Fortnite and he was like, I don't really play Fortnite. I don't really this doesn't really speak to me. But if Pokemon ever wanted to do a collab, I'd love to. And then like he got his Pokemon collab. That happened. There was a promo video. Yeah, he did like a music video and like I think it was also like in the game. Didn't it cause people to get flagged by DMCA? I guess that would not be surprising. Is that still happening? Because that would kind of suck, right? Would Pokemon need like a streamer mode? People used to collect baseball cards, now baseball players collect Pokemon cards. So true. So true. They are doing that. People don't even play Pokemon anymore. They just collect the cards and sell them. Oh, there was another thing that happened recently. Did you guys see that there was like at one of the Pokemon tournaments or something, one of the players was disqualified for celebrating too hard? And like he barely was celebrating. He was just like, yeah, he put his headphones down a bit too hard, and then everyone was like, hey, that's unsportsmanlike behavior. You're not allowed to do that. And then they took his win away from him. That's a thing that happened. And then you watch the video and you're like, oh, what did he do? Did he like throw a chair or something? No, he just put down his headphones like slightly harder than he should have. And that was it. That was all. Also, I messed up again. I think I messed up again. Possibly? No, this is fun, right? Surely, no. This, no, please. Where did I mess up? Guys, where did I mess up? What if I just undid all this? Being happy, you're not allowed to celebrate, guys. Literally unsportsmanlike behavior. You are not allowed to be happy. Like, I would understand if he was like, I don't know, degrading his opponent or something. Like, haha, oh, this guy's such a loser. But no, he was just being polite. He was just chilling. Happy that he won. And he was punished for it. What do you think about a spontaneous trip to Offkai? Like, you going or me going? Because I don't really have much interest in going. But if you wanted to go, you could feel free. You could totally do it. If I want to pay for your trip, I do not want to pay for your trip. What is this? Pineapple. Pineapple pin. Let's find the right color. Wait, no, I literally have a yellow color for this one. Where is it? There it is. Malice provides a service which can analyze open source products and create legally distinct code of that which works the same. So companies can use the projects without paying, without the licensing. Quote on their side is the legal team frustrated with the attribution clause. Try putting portions of the software in the documentation. Those maintainers work for free. Why should they get cut? What? That's messed up. Is that allowed? I thought, isn't, is the argument that AI generated code is not copyrightable? Is that the thing? I don't know. That's kind of messed up though. So they're just like, hey, make a version of this thing that is legally distinct but acts in the exact same way. Also, the ice cream truck is outside. There's a guy who did that with open source software and Claude recently. Did he get in trouble? I feel like he probably did. Anyway, Twitch is about to show ads. So I will drink some water as soon as that starts. No one cares about regulations. It's true. It's true. He was the main maintainer. Wait, the maintainer of the open source software made a legally distinct version of his own software? What? Okay, it's time to drink water. Everyone, you should also drink water. Alright. Chardet is what it was called. What does it do? What is this software? Chardet. 75557. Universal Character Encoding Detector. Oh, character detector. Wait, I've seen that people are doing something. I saw like one tweet from someone who was like, rather than trying to make one app that funds your entire business, just AI generate like 50 different apps that do like a small functionality and then charge for it, and then you'll make like $4,500 a month just collecting subscription fees. So he'll have stuff like PNG, like GIF to PNG frames converter or something, or like, you know, an app that takes like a video and like cuts it into parts or something. He'll just generate a bunch of apps like that and then just charge for all of them. And then like people will pay for them. I don't know. That's a thing that's happening. A lot of AI generated apps nowadays. It's bleak. It's literally bleak. That society out there. That sucks. I don't know, because it's like it's so easy to do nowadays. Get me off this AI timeline. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's the state of the world now. Like, I've been talking about my ethical dilemma at work, where everyone's using AI, and I've been the only person on my team that's been like not contributing to the discussions of like, you know, everyone's been talking about like, oh, I use Claude by doing this, and then like I tell it to do this thing. Here's some tips on how to use Claude efficiently. And then I'm just sitting there like, yeah, okay. But then it's like, now they're pushing for AI usage. And I'm like, well, I'll probably have to do it at some point. And that some point was today. Today, I generated code at work. And it actually worked though. The code actually worked, but I feel like I learned nothing from it. But now it's like, this is society. If you want to live in society, you gotta do it. Even if I wanted to go to like a different company that like didn't really like use AI for stuff like this, they don't exist. Every company is doing this now. Because I feel like that's what the shareholders want. If you have like a CTO that's not pro AI, they're gonna be like, wait, this guy's not keeping up with the trends. This guy, they're not embracing the developer velocity of AI. This is very true society. This is society. It's life. No. Okay, this can't be there. This cannot even be there. More time to play with Blender if your prompts are ambitious enough. It'll just like tell Claude to do something. And actually, yeah, there's a thing where like if you use AI to generate code in your pull request, like there's a section to mention it. And like you can tell the AI agent to like write the pull request for you. And there's like a template that's like, for AI usage, include the last prompt that was written. And then the AI will like fill that in for you. So I've seen people whose prompts were like, hey, go generate this thing. I trust your ability because you've done this before and it works. I have a meeting to go to, so I won't be here, but just you know, just keep going along and approve any actions you need to do, and I'll be back, and I trust that you can do it. I'm like, wow, you're talking to it like it's like a human. I don't know, it's just kind of weird to me. And so self-hosted models reach critical levels before they get to vendor lock you into high prices. I don't really know how the pricing works. The company's paying for it, so like whatever. These new apps will mainly take advantage of those who don't know how to do it the more traditional ways. Oh, the person who's making the 50 different apps. That is true. I guess like a lot of people that are growing up with AI, I guess will not learn like Photoshop and basic image editing software because they're just like, you can just tell the AI to do it for you. It's true. I made my team's agent make better PR title and descriptions. I guess I have been seeing a lot more like AI generated pull request descriptions now. And like while they are informative, it's kind of like this person didn't take the time to write it themselves. So like but I as the reviewer, I'm expected to like read this AI summary. kind of just like, well, if you couldn't be bothered to write it, why should I have to read it? So then, like, I guess people are probably using AI to, like, summarize the AI summary as well? I don't know. Same at my workplace, and then you have a PR and ask why someone did something, and they don't know. They said because AI did that. Yeah, that is also a thing. You'll just be like, why did you do this? And then it's like, oh, I don't know, the AI did it. And then it's like when the AI adds something to the code base, when you run the AI again in the future, it'll be like, well, I see there's existing evidence in the code base that they've used this library function. So given that, I'm going to continue using it. And then it's going to be like a self-reinforcing thing. Like, if you don't catch it the first time, it's just going to, like, keep doing it. Because it's like, it just sees patterns, and it's like, I'm going to, like, keep doing it, I guess. That's where it is. Image cropping seems like a good AI task. Is it, though? I guess, do you mean like telling where the points of interest are and then like... I guess, yeah, I guess in that case. Like... I guess the term AI is being conflated with a lot of stuff nowadays, right? I feel like nowadays, a lot of people when they are talking about AI, they specifically mean LLMs. Whereas like, deciding the optimal place to crop an image is more like a... not really necessarily an LLM kind of thing. I mean, it could be. I don't know. Our code base is so bad, even the AI can't make sense of it. AI, we're like, hey, I have no idea what's going on here. Alright, guys. More like, hey, I'm so confused. True, true. Yeah, machine learning. Apple intelligence. They're saying we should poison the AI well so that business majors stop asking us to use it in Minecraft. I don't know. Maybe. Why is this puzzle taking me so long? There's obviously... there's definitely some obvious thing. Okay, it can't be here. That's all I needed. And then... no, but there's more. There's more. Got the 2... What even could this be? What am I missing here? Machine learning. Machine? Isn't that the... You guys remember Pusheen? That cat? Is Pusheen the real cat still alive? I know there's the cartoon character Pusheen, but that was based on a real cat. Is the real cat still around? Pusheen is pretty popular. It was a real cat. Yeah, it's a real cat. It might even still be a real cat. Guys, what do I do here? What is the next thing to do in this puzzle? Oh, it's gotta be this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's literally just that. And that can't be there. And then what? This one. That one. This one. This one as well as that one. And then what? Well, obviously, it's gotta be this. He's gotten to the point where he just talks about numbers now. Bro is just saying numbers. Always about those numbers, man. He's changed. Is this right? That's a 2. That's a 2. This is... wait, this is wrong. That is not even correct. This is here. This is here. But this is not here. OpenAI having a bit of an outage this hour. Is it? Are you dependent? Would you say that you are dependent on AI usage? Machine character itself is 16 years old. I think the cat was already an adult when it came out in 2010. How long do cats live? Many are dependent. It's true. I think a lot of people are surprised when they see people don't use AI. I was talking about a discussion I had some weeks ago with one of my cousin's friends, and like she was talking about like AI usage, and I was like, I don't really use AI, and she's like, what? Really? And I was like, I use AI all the time. I use it for recipes, I use it for fashion advice, I use it for shopping. That's the surprising part. People will use it for shopping. Actually, is that surprising? I don't know. I'm a bit surprised by it because like I don't really ask the AI like, find me a product that does this. I'm interested in buying this thing. Please summarize whatever. Like I'll just like search for it and then like find articles, use it for shopping. No, you'll literally go on the ChatGPT app and shop in that app instead of like going to like Amazon or whatever. I mean, Amazon itself now has like an AI on their website as well. But yeah, the ChatGPT, the app itself has like integrations with other like services where you can be like, okay, ChatGPT, I want to buy this thing, and then it'll be like, okay, this website, I'm gonna search on these websites. You know, like find ChatGPT. How do I even search? Shop integrations. You can like buy directly from the app instead of having to go on the website. Yeah, buy in ChatGPT, instant checkout, and agentic commerce. People actually use it? I don't know. I mean, it exists, so I would assume. What are some services? Stripe, Etsy, Shopify. There are people who use GPT as a therapist. I don't know. It'll be fun when sellers start to poison their article descriptions for AI, so LLMs for certain articles. It's probably already happening. Anyway, I would not use. I feel like you should not be using ChatGPT as therapy. I don't know. Maybe it works for some people, but it just feels really weird to me. Cause like, there's also the fact that like, ChatGPT is like, they're running ads on stuff now, right? So now they'll be like, instead of, you know, if you were using it for therapy for some reason, it'll be like, oh, that sounds awful. Have you considered purchasing a Sleep Number bed? I heard that it increases your... It'll have you have a better night's sleep, which is known to result in happiness. Like, that kind of stuff is going to happen, right? It'll be like, oh, ChatGPT, I'm feeling sad. What do I do? Oh, I heard McDonald's is running a promotion on their new whatever. And then you go, whoa, what? No way. Let me scroll. I've missed many messages. Let's see. There have been some cool uses like of AI, like converting amateur speak to expert speak or applying for 700 jobs. Well, is that really? Because I feel like applying to many jobs. I guess like the job. The recruiters are probably also using AI to screen the results, so it's really like you're sending an AI generated summary to like a recruiter and they're just re-summarizing it. I don't know. Amazon descriptions are already borderline bogus. That is true. There's a lot of like keyword slop. Political candidates using AI to write blurbs in the voter guide. Northern Line using AI on his Super Cruise blurbs about the guests. I mean, it's probably not AI, but it definitely feels like AI. But I can sort of understand the therapist thing though, since people have been getting fooled by real people sounding like therapists for decades. An LLM sounding like a therapist isn't too much of a leap. I mean, I can see why people do it. It's still just weird to me. Especially tech products on Amazon, they don't point out details. How am I supposed to know what to buy? They don't have like the tech specs on stuff. I don't know. Never used an LLM, not even like accidentally on Google. Because when you search for anything on Google, it by default will just use the LLM for you, even if you didn't ask it to. Unless you turn that off, which maybe you've done. I prefer minus AI or have a plugin. Oh, also welcome Hongtown. Yeah. That's society, y'all. I don't know, man. I just don't know. There's so much of it. There's so much of it. True is he's lied. You have used. This guy's lied. First he bans Ninja from vacuously stream. Now he lies about never having used AI. Unbelievable. Can we even trust him anymore? Can we trust anyone anymore? Can you trust me anymore? What if I'm AI generated? Have you considered that this stream could be an AI generated stream? Oh, wait, no. Is this the Zelda Town theme? No, this is a well-known classical song composed by a famous classical artist whose name I forget. Which one is this one? Is this Liebestrom or whatever? I don't know. I feel like this is a slowed down version of another song. No, you might be confused because it's a very classical song that is royalty free, and anyone is allowed to make a derivative work of this song. So it's there, it's real. I also saw a post today of like they added ChatGPT integration to Starbucks app or something. So rather than just like choosing the drink that you want, you would like go into the app, be like, ChatGPT, I'm looking for a drink today from Starbucks. Please find me an appropriate drink that I would enjoy. And then it would ask you a bunch of questions. And then you would order from the app using the AI. I don't know. There's things. Various things going on. Alright, well I did something wrong here. Oh wait, hold on, it's just this, right? This? That's all it is. Spray can. Well. There it is. There's the spray can. Welcome, Ilrezi. What about AI streams? Does anyone watch Neurosama? What is your opinions on AI used as the main source of entertainment on streams? I haven't ordered food yet with help from AI yet. Yet? You're implying that you will? I did have AI help me visualize what 3,900 calories look like with 9 grams of fat. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like you'll generate an image of what it looks like, or what? AI streams aren't good. Yeah, they're too uncanny. I think it's so crazy that it's so big. I don't know. I also feel like it's strange that so many people like enjoy Neurosama streams, but I don't know. Maybe maybe it's just me. That I don't know. I don't see the appeal of it. But many people do. Many people are like, well, you know, that's fine. It's funny to see people interact with, you know, the AI. I feel like it was cool, like, when it first came out, and now it's kind of like, I don't know. I just don't get it. Also, welcome X-Tag. Only interesting combination of a human like Vito plus Neuro, for example, else is nothing for me. I feel like even then, I don't know. Because it's like, I would rather see two humans interact than a human interact with an AI. Or maybe it's just me. I used to watch that AI-generated endless Seinfeld stream, and now it's fallen off. Now it's nothing. Apparently that channel still streams. It's still live, but it gets like 1 viewer. It gets like 1 or 2 viewers who don't chat. It's still there. AI has gotten better over time, but I feel like many things it will plateau. But when though? The question is when. It's fun to see a bot saying random stuff, but seeing people react to it, and seeing people react to that, but it gets old fast for me. Yeah, it loses its novelty for me pretty quickly. I don't know. It's also surprising like how quickly AI has improved though. So I remember like not even that long ago, like DALL-E Mini, like the original, like one of the first few like AI image generators came out and everyone was like, whoa, what the, you can get it to like generate like an image of Mario in the style of like some painter. And then everyone was laughing about it. And then like it feels like only a few months after that, like it's gotten so advanced. Everyone's generating like AI, like anime art. I don't know. If you think about how much money they're throwing on, that is also true. They are investing a lot of money. GPU prices going up. Yeah, we had the thing where like the AI could not like generate an image of a character eating spaghetti. And now that's not even an issue anymore. But look, a big step from 2017 to 2023. But then it's all been specialized stuff. Yes. It's so fast. Cannot be stopped. Can Gemini generate a Walfie PNG? Probably. I would assume you could pick a different tech or topic. If you spend billions on billions, it would improve really quick. I don't know if that's true necessarily, because I feel like a lot of the thing with AI is just like you just need a lot of data to train it on, and like a lot of like GPU and like RAM and whatever. I feel like, I don't know. Where am I going with this? I don't even know. It's kind of just a rant at this point. There's a grrr, AI bad, oh. I think there's a lot of stuff held back because it would make things better. Wait, there's a lot of stuff held back because it would just make things better without significant profit return. What does that mean? A lot of stuff held back because it would make things better. Like, they could improve it more, but like, it's not guaranteed that it would result in people spending more money on it. So they won't do it. Maybe. But I guess we will see. I guess we'll see where we are a year from now. You see, there's also, I saw like a promoted video the other day. Actually, the person who makes these Streambeats royalty-free BGM, Harris Heller, he has like a channel where he talks about streaming stuff, and he's been sponsored to make like posts about an OBS alternative. There's like a, I think it's called Meld or something, where the most recent video he did of it was like, there's like an AI agent built into it, and you could be like, I want a custom overlay that integrates the chat, and then whenever someone says this thing, you'll pop up an image that looks like this, and then it says this thing, and then like it'll like generate it for you, and then it'll like update your overlay like in the app. And then I was like, well, this is getting a bit much. And then OBS alternative it's open source. It's like, I think it's like OBS, and then they added some like closed source AI stuff on top. I don't know. It's called Meld. There's no incentive for a company to make something better if it does not earn them more money. Well, I mean, it could be better in the sense that like, it's better than your competitors, in which case people would more likely use your service because it's like better in some way. I don't know. Medicines can be held back because they're based on public assets or unpatentable stuff like plants. They don't get researched. I see. Possibly true. That is possibly a thing. That is true. Anyway, yeah, you can just, and I feel like a lot of people that are also like anti-AI don't necessarily have the same, or sorry, people that are anti-AI art are not necessarily anti-AI like coding, because like they're like, oh well, art is a different, that's like a creative thing. It's fine if you use it to generate code, because code is just, it doesn't matter, it's just the plumbing. It's like you can't be like, well, I don't approve of it for this thing, but then like for code, you know, code is different somehow. People who code aren't real artists, they don't deserve to, whatever. Like, I do get that they're like different, but also there's like some similarities. As someone who does both. That one gets me, right? Man. Alright, what else can I do here? What else is there in this puzzle? 1, 6. 2, 2, 3. This one has gotta be a 2 as well. But yeah, I saw a lot of people on the comments of that video were like, he was making a big deal about how it's like, oh well, you know, you could tell it to generate your overlays for you, but it's not going to generate AI art, so those of you who are upset about AI art, that's fine. Look, this thing can only generate rudimentary shapes. You're not going to be using this. You're just going to be using it for making your stream overlays. And then people, hey, wait, I'm a graphic designer, and, you know, read the code. I don't know. A lot of things to consider, you know. A lot of stuff. A lot of things out there. I want there to be court cases USA over code copyright. It's already been ruled for art. Oh, was the thing that like AI art can't be copyrighted? Is that what it was? Is that why Fortnite was allowed to add tongue sahur to their game? Because that was the thing that happened. I don't think I've ever seen the original like thing of that meme. I've only seen people reference it. But yeah, Fortnite added that thing. It was like an AI generated thing to their game. And people were calling it the worst Fortnite collab of all time. They ruled AI can't be copyrighted, but code, frick those guys, how would Tech Bro survive? Yeah. Man, those code guys, they don't even get it. Oh wait, I feel like I need to reset this. This one is wrong. Because obviously then this has to go here. But now this is not possible. Let me give this up. Let me restart this. Let's listen to my song. There it is. There it is. They should have started happening 5 years ago. It's crazy that it still didn't happen. Yeah. Is there like an ongoing? Has there even been a court case like that? Too much Californian skin in the game. Because I think, yeah, like a lot of companies are like using AI to generate their code now. So then if the ruling is that AI code can't be copyrighted, and then they'll be, whoa, wait, we made this code. I know we just, you know, we fed it into a prompt and it made it, but that means we own it. You can't say we don't own this. I don't know. This code I wrote this code. In all fairness, I think some of the AI vendors said that they will be liable. Liable for what? Did I see a leaderboard score time? Yes, this it is on retro achievements. You can see your ranking relative to other players. The courts or rather the law is not really moving with the development of AI so far, be it the US, Europe, Asia. It's like, yeah, because it's like it's advancing at too fast of a rate. The law has not kept up yet. Zoe hates California. Many people do. Common thing for people to hate is California. Who do they think they are out there? Out there with their weather that's nice all year. Their freaking cars. Wasn't California the one with age verification on the OS level? Is that a thing? Maybe. Not really, there's worse places. Weather that's nice except when it's on fire. It's always on fire though. Isn't California always on fire? Colorado. Colorado. What is there in Colorado? Springs. Last year was great because we had so much rain and snow. Chill fire season. What if there's more fire? What if the rain somehow causes more fire? You consider this. Somehow. Alright, what do I do here? What even can I do here? Welcome Penguin Airlines. California always on fire is an interesting one. Turns out our need to control the fires is causing more because more trees build up and then the fires become larger. The trees don't grow that fast, right? Don't they do controlled burns or something? Where they will intentionally burn a bunch of trees just so that they don't burn accidentally later? This here is a bit dry, chance for many fires. Always. There's always a chance. There's some huge discussion about that in the Linux community. Is that would also apply to all the Linux distros? Oh, for the operating system level age verification? I think I did see that. I think I saw something about them adding kernel level age verification to like some... Was it Ubuntu? I don't know. Like one of those. And then people were like, what? I can't believe they do controlled burns. They started to do more, but for a while there was too much pressure to save the trees. I see. Microsoft is announcing a new Copilot copyright commitment. Customers ask whether they can use Copilot services. Yes, you can. If you are challenged on copyright grounds, we will assume responsibility. So you're saying that if you use Copilot to generate code and someone sues you, Microsoft will take the blame? That's crazy. Ubuntu Populous CachyOS. I've never heard of CachyOS. Damn. How do they even verify, like, how do they do OS level age verification? Like, do they like take a picture? Like, what if you don't have a camera? I guess they will force you to use one? I don't know. So many projects and countries have been trying to add age verification to apps and operating systems. Yeah, Discord, did that ever happen? The Discord one? Didn't they announce that? Did they roll that out? You're like, you have to be 18 plus to use some Discord functionality, but then like you have to verify your age or something. Something like that. Coming in 5 months. So for a simple API, more about opening the door, or even more. Discord pushed it a few months back so people would forget about it. That's a classic thing that they do. Remember this thing we mentioned several months ago? Here it is. But silently, it will be mentioned in a new privacy policy update. But nowhere else. Here are good things about CachyOS. Seems to be well-maintained, immutable distribution. No reasons to leave raw Arch. This person uses Arch, by the way. True. What about SteamOS? That's Arch based, right? CachyOS is also Arch based. What about NixOS? What if I switched to Linux? I have no intention to do so, but I could. Oh wait, hold on. This has got to be a 2, because this can't be connected to that. So you can totally cross that one off. And then the 4 has got to be here. It's not here. Linux players reach 5% player base on Steam? No way. That's pretty good. That's probably more than macOS users. What percentage of Steam users use macOS? It's probably like really low. Year of the Linux handheld. It could be. SteamOS. I use it. Well, I mean, I use it as well. What else can I do? This can't be there. This one has gotta be there. If RAM SSD prices come down, GameCube, Shaolin. It seems like a good value. I mean, I don't know. If I didn't already have a gaming PC, I think it would probably be a good choice. But since I do have a gaming PC, I have no need for it. Interesting to see how the new Steam PC VR headset will influence that. Hope it goes well. Oh yeah, didn't Meta stop investing in VR or something? They like closed down a bunch of their VR studios. What's the last game I played that needed a gaming PC? Peak. I play Peak. It's probably Peak. But besides that, most of the games I play are just like on itch, so. And many of them are browser compatible. But there are some that aren't. And for those, it makes sense to have a Windows device. Yes. Peak, where if you did not limit the max FPS, the PC overheats. I mean, that happens in general. I don't like when games default to unlimited FPS. I feel like the first time you open the program, it should default to VSync on. Because otherwise, if you start off and it's like unlimited and then people have issues, how are they supposed to change the settings? What if it gets stuck on there, you know? And then the people that do care, they can turn off the cap. Fun story was when StarCraft 2 limited frame FPS to 30, but not the menus. The menu FPS was burning your GPUs. Yeah, when I open up a game, my GPU fan starts spinning. I'm like, I gotta check the FPS settings. Literally gotta do it. Kind of miss when games started with a little standalone config windows that you could set all your stuff in. Yeah, I think that is nice to have. Also, when you adjust your video display settings and it doesn't have the thing where it's like, confirm that this looks good or we will revert it after like 10 seconds. I hate when the games don't do that, because you'll like set your resolution to something and then like find out you can't even see it anymore. And then since it doesn't revert it automatically, you can't change it without like looking up how to do it outside the program. I messed up. Developers Gotta think about this stuff. Which is ironic, because my game, Vacuous Sugar Quest, did not do that. Just things to think about. Yeah, any files. It's funny I have AMD 97953D and an 4080. My PC could not handle that initially because of that. Oh, because you had multiple GPUs? It was like, I don't know what to do with this. What do I do? You can't have multiple GPUs. What the heck? It's illegal. You can only have one. Alright, we're almost done with it. What even is this? Oh, I know what this is. Sometimes I look at the puzzles that I've made and I go, I don't even know what this is. But I know what this is. We've seen this before. Pretty good hardware 16-core GPU, because I did not realize that. I would need to cap the FPS and peak. My PC overheated 2 times. Oh, I see. Why do you have 2 GPUs? What do people do with their multiple GPUs? Is that like a common thing? Not 2 GPUs. But you said you had 2 of them. Oh, it's a CPU. Okay. For some reason, I assumed when I saw AMD. Okay. I misunderstood. You can tell I don't really know AMD. Because I'm like, what is that? What is that? Why does he have 2 GPUs? $4080 for DLSS 5. The highest quality peak. I still remember the days of SLI. That sounds familiar. What is that? What is SLI? Is that like a port? Oh, when you would double up GPUs. But why though? Why would people do that? How would you even use multiple GPUs? These days, it kind of annoys me, to be honest, to be on NVIDIA. I just run into problems from time to time because of the proprietary drivers on Linux. I remember when I used to use Linux a long time ago, I would always have issues with drivers. I mean, it's definitely better now than it was, because last time I tried was like maybe like 20 years ago. Has it been 20 years? Yes, it's been... No, it has not been 20 years. It's been at least 15 years though. No, has it? It's been at least 10 years. Maybe 13. Back in the day, it was pretty bad. Maybe for rendering or local AI. I guess that's true. I guess that is a possibility. True. Wait, this is wrong. Hold on. There should be another thing here. Somewhere. Is it here? Is it maybe here? Could be here. Okay, well, I think I messed up somewhere. I don't blame you, I'm still on ancient stuff because why update if I don't have to? Hate things not working randomly? Yeah. I do not update things. Wait. Oh, this shouldn't be here. This thing should be here. So this is not here. This thing should be here. Okay, that's what I was missing. This goes here. Works great with games. For some dev stuff like OBS plugins, it is a big problem. I was thinking about selling, getting an AMD card. Even the newest card is not even as good as the 4080 Super. But isn't the 4080 already like really good? I have like a 3060 Ti and it's like... I mean, with the games that I play, it's been fine. I've had no desire for like another card. Anyway, there's this. Only 4090, 5080, 50. They're up to the 5000 series already. What the heck? Anyway, that's Walfie's Nonograms. That's today's stream. That's it. I update my Arch on weekend with free time. How is that going? Because I found it to be a waste of time. Anyway. Good times. Oh no, you're raiding me. I'm literally ending my stream. Welcome Lola Ludus, hello. What were you doing? I've literally just closed the game. Uma Musume, I used to play that game. Hope you had a good time playing Uma Musume. You were playing, what was that, League of Legends? ARAM. How was that? How was your League of Legends? Followed by Uma Musume. Welcome Dren, welcome for AI. We were talking about AI. We were talking about AI just now. That might be I rather than AI. We did not get any dubs. That's unfortunate. Well, unfortunately, I will also be ending my stream. But before we end the stream, you get to see what day it is. That's the thing that I do. You get to see what special day. We got a list of days that are today. Multiple days per day. 420, it just says 420. Chinese Language Day. Lima Bean Respect Day. Cheddar Fries Day, let's go. Pineapple Upside Down Cake. Let's do Cheddar Fries Day. National Cheddar Fries Day. Raid. And then some relevant emoji. What is this? We got eating, Walfie's eat. And then fries and then cheese. Cheese emoji. Cheese wedge emoji. Okay, we got this cheese. And then fries. Friday, but it's Monday. No, it's Fries Day. Fries Day. Alright, who do we raid? Who's streaming? Who's out there? What the? Alyssa is streaming? She never streamed at this time. How can she possibly stream at this time of the day? Let's raid her. Let's raid. There. Is Kotetsu? What is that? Who / what is that? Anyway, thanks for watching. I should be back on Wednesday with something. I don't know what. I have no idea. I've not decided what I'm doing besides playing this game. Oh, Kotatsu. Yeah, this is a Kotatsu. Yes. I thought you meant like, I thought Kotetsu was like a streamer's name or something. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the discussion about various things that we've talked about. I messed up. No, it's now you know. Now you know it's a Kotatsu. And now what? Now we sit here. We wait for many seconds. We wait for several seconds. Twitch has decided it wants to show ads in 45 seconds, but the raid will be sent before that. So, got him, Twitch. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.